Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Are y'all tired of me talking about Kiko Milano yet? Because if you do, I'm sorry, because I got a whole bunch of new Kiko stuff that just launched in probably, I want to say like maybe the last 3 weeks, and I pretty much have all of it. I've used one of the items before, and the rest of them are brand new to me using them today, so I guess you'll see my first impressions in Okay, sorry about that. So, as I was saying, I've only used one of the items before, and the rest are all new items, and I guess you'll see my first impressions as I'm applying them. So let's get started. So this new foundation, the 2-in-1 foundation, full coverage foundation and concealer. This one comes in, give me 1 second. I should have had this queued up already, but I am Cleo, so I don't. Come in. Okay, so it is 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in complete coverage, superior coverage. Okay, so this is available on the Kiko website for $24. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 13 shades. Shade range on this one is not particularly wide in any direction at all. I think maybe because it's just like a new foundation. But in any case, I picked up the shade Neutral 145. Like I said, normally in Kiko foundations I would get the warm beige, but the last couple of foundations I've gotten, I've been running into this problem where the foundations not only oxidize on me, but they turn gray. It's like really weird. And then I was looking at swatches on the Kiko website, and I noticed that a lot of their neutral foundations in the swatches on the website actually tend to look more warm than what I know to be as a neutral to look like. Did that make sense? Because it kind of didn't. What I'm trying to say is, when I looked at the swatches on the website, the colors that I would think were neutral would usually turn out to be the warm beige shades. And then when I looked at the neutral colors, they wound up being a lot more warm looking than the warm beige that I thought was a warm color. So this time, instead of getting a warm beige, which was okay because they didn't have warm beige in anything, I think the darkest shade of warm beige they had was warm beige 80, and in Kiko I'm usually 125 somewhere. I usually fall somewhere between the color 125 and 135, you know, depending on the formula. But so yeah, so they didn't have that in the warm beige. So since I was going to go ahead and do the neutral anyway, they didn't have the neutral. They had the neutral in like really weird. It went from neutral 80 and then boom, neutral 145. So I was just like, well, alright. I got the neutral 180, and just for like a little swatch, this is what it looks like. So now my camera wants to pick up like red tones and stuff, but you can, if you look at it, if this camera would stop, if you look at it, you can see it doesn't really look very freaking neutral. Okay, so if you look at that color right there, like I'm having the same lighting issues that I've been having for like a week now. I'm not really sure what is happening, but if you look at this, you can see that it definitely does not look like a neutral shade. In fact, it looks quite warm. And then when I put it on in the video, when you see me applying it, hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit better that it really is not very, yeah, see, it's an extremely warm shade. So for $24 you get a little bit less than an ounce of product in here, and it does have, unfortunately, it does have sunscreen in it, which in pictures with flash photography, it can be seen. It's not terrible, but something to bear in mind if you do decide to get this. The coverage is surprisingly good. Well, not really surprisingly good. I mean, like I said, I've used Kiko foundations before, and barring the me turning gray and whatnot, they've actually been pretty decent foundations. It's also very comfortable on the skin. Absolutely cannot feel it. One of the great things about using it on Saturday night was, like, I was bartending and I was moving a lot, and it never slipped. It stayed in place, and even when I got home and I was feeling like trash, it was still many colors in the range, and it's not like, oh my god, there are so many pale shades and not so many dark shades. It's kind of like all over the place. It depends on what your undertones are. You might be able to find it or not. It's just, yeah, I don't know what it is with this range, but it's a decent foundation. It gives super good coverage. It goes on well. It stays on well. It's very comfortable. Doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It allows the skin to breathe. It looks natural. However, just bear in mind that if you're dark skinned, it does have sunscreen in it, and there is a little bit of flashback. There's not a ton of flashback. Like, I didn't look like Casper, but it's noticeable flashback. So the first time I used it, I used my Makeup Forever Step 1 primer with it, and it performed well, and I also color corrected with it. I also believe that the color correcting had something to do with, it didn't settle very well on my skin on Saturday night when I used it. It didn't settle particularly well. It was just a little bit off, if that makes sense. Today, when I put it on, I used my my Black Up strobing primer, and it works a lot better with the Black Up strobing primer. It's more, it looks like a more cohesive whole. It doesn't look it doesn't look off like it did the other night. It just looks really, really good. So looking forward to seeing how well this continues to work for me. Hey guys, so I guess I'm back with a little bit of an update on the foundation. I mean, I haven't really done a whole lot today, so it wasn't really a wear test. My wear test happened on Saturday when I wore it the first time, but I just kind of wanted you to see what the foundation looks like after a couple of hours of wear. I put it on today at somewhere between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, and it is now 10 minutes past 9, and so this is what it looks like. as you can see, it's faded a little bit. My spots are coming through right here, and here, and here as well, but it's kind of settled into, let me get a little bit closer. It's kind of settled into a dewy, kind of satiny, dewy finish, which I kind of really like. It just looks like skin. It doesn't look shiny or anything like that. Yeah, I actually really do like this foundation. I wasn't quite sure what to expect after my previous attempts at wearing Kiko foundations, but apparently I seem to have worked out the magic formula, which is for my warm tone skin, no warm beige Kiko shades, but neutral Kiko shades. That seems to be the way to go. But yeah, I really like this foundation a lot. Just a little refresher, this is the bottle that it comes in. It is $24, and for $24 you get 0.84 ounces of product. It comes with one of these type applicators, which they're not my fave, but they're not like the worst either. Just another swatch of what the foundation looks like. As you can see, even though it's supposedly a neutral foundation, it does not look at all neutral. It does look, in fact, quite warm, and it is very thick. It's very thick, but it's not like uncomfortable thick. As you can see, it has really, really good coverage. The coverage doesn't last, I guess, necessarily too long, because like I said, I put the foundation on today at somewhere between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, and it is now a little bit after 9, and my hyperpigmentation spots are already peeking through. But honestly, it is a full coverage foundation, and I'm sure if I had kept building, I could have gotten there, but you guys know that I'm not a fan of full coverage. I like very light, medium coverage, so that's kind of what I went for. So I'm not really surprised that these are now like poking through. I kind of sort of expected that, so you know. But anyway, yeah, so this is a pretty decent foundation in general. Alright guys, well, that's it for my latest Kiko haul. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last one, because like I said, Kiko is prolific, and they will be debuting new things soon because it's about to be spring. So I'm really interested to see what their spring collection is going to look like. But I feel pretty. There's blush and I feel pretty. Also, I'm not hacking up a lung anymore, so there's that. But yeah guys, it's been real. It's been fun. I hope you like my blush, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.